Good morning, it's time for a cup of joe.
I want to be a cup of joe, the first sip in the morning.
Well, I just got out of work, as you can see, which is why I'm all dressed up, looking all fancy. Got my work cup here, cup of joe, watery joe, and I thought that I would just answer some of your questions and respond to some of your comments. So let's do it. All right.
Cup of joe.
Brother Caraviro says, "You for real, bro? I'm a Catholic religion teacher, and we believe in contraception. We still do Lent in Central Europe and so on. You are not supposed to do anything for Lent. First and foremost, Lent has to be voluntary for it to be beneficial." Well, I would definitely agree with that. Jesus did not give himself up for us, and so on. Okay? I still like your beliefs and your style. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm not sure why you say. I agree with you that Lent should be optional. I mean, it needs to be. You need to be choosing it for yourself in order to get anything out of it and really have that experience. But I'm not sure why you say that Jesus did not give himself up for us. Maybe I'm misunderstanding you. And you say you're a Catholic religion teacher, but you do believe or agree with contraception. So it's interesting because the Catholic Church teaches against contraception. So I'm curious, either or one of the two. If you're a teacher of religion, wouldn't you want to teach that religion and teach that that's what the Catholic Church teaches, that contraception is wrong? Or the question is, if you disagree with the Catholic Church, I'm curious as to why you are a Catholic religion teacher. What about that is something, yeah, I'm confused mostly. Because I know a lot of religions or Christian denominations, they don't have necessarily as hard and fast of rules or beliefs, but in the Catholic Church, we have very specific ideas of what is right and wrong and how things should be. So I'm just curious as to how that works out, or maybe if you're more, I don't know, culturally Catholic rather than, I don't know, maybe you're a very dedicated Catholic. I'm confused, brother. So let me know, maybe give me some clarification if you can, or yeah. But thanks. I'm glad you liked it.
Cup of joe.
All right, Daniel's Dentures. I love that name. Daniel's Dentures says YouTube is about wanting attention. That is why it is called YouTube. It's all about you. We want people to thumbs us up, and we want subscribers, and we want lots of views. There's no way around it. YouTube is to get attention. So I think I definitely agree with you, Daniel's Dentures, at least to the fact that I think there is often an element, at least an element of narcissism and kind of wanting attention. Because you're not only uploading videos, most of us are editing them, and we spend a long time just looking at ourselves and trying to fix how we look and how we say things. So I think there's an element of it, definitely. I hope that me and other YouTubers may be trying to do what I do. We're trying to do good things, and we're trying to get our message out there. And this is just the way that I best know how to do it, and I feel like it suits my strong points the most. And I know I just enjoy watching other people talk and watching videos, so that's why I do it the way I do. But I think it definitely has an element of wanting attention, definitely.
Cup of joe.
So Rebecca Christopher says, this is in regard to my video about getting rid of social media or Facebook and whether you should. She says, "I think you learn a lot about the heart of people on Facebook that you may never learn otherwise. I've noticed that some of my friends and family like things that I find abhorrent, like ignorant memes, etc. And I've really just seen a dark heart of some of my family members in the past few years. It burdens my heart and makes me act differently with them face to face than without Facebook. I probably would never have known the darker places in their hearts. Social media, even with our names attached, gives some people a false sense of anonymity, but we are never as hidden as we think." Wow, I completely agree with you on that. Like, Facebook, you see people posting things or liking things and sharing things, and you're like, are you serious? That is like, I thought so much better of you, or I just didn't know that about you, and I didn't want to know. Honestly, I prefer, there's an element of we act a certain way with certain people, and you might think of that as fake, but I think that's kind of how society works. It kind of how we smooth things over, and you don't always want to necessarily know the deep, dark opinions of everyone, because then you become biased against them, and you don't necessarily want that. You don't want to do that. And it comes back to just the desire to be unknown. I feel like we need to just not be so focused on like saying all this stuff and doing things to get attention or reactions, and just kind of focus on working on ourselves, which is why I've deleted my Facebook accounts. I want to work more on myself and not be seeing so much of what other people are doing. But you're right. Gosh, you just see, you think very differently of people once you see the things that they post.
Cup of Joe.
Fruity Kitchen says, "Hi Joe, I was asking the question because I deactivated my Facebook account for about 20 months. What does that squiggly line mean? Less than 20 months? More? Less than or more? I don't know, somewhere around 20 months. And was thinking of whether I should get back on it. Maybe not, for a little longer at least. I've changed and I'm no longer that interested in the friends I used to have. And I want to start making new friends. P.S. Cherry is my real name online and off. Cherry, Fruity Kitchen, I see what you did there. Awesome, that's so cool, 20 months without Facebook. So I'm interested to see that you're thinking about getting it back. And with stuff like Facebook, I think we automatically do it because of what everyone's doing. And then when we delete it and we kind of, purge that out of our life and kind of detox, then we have to ask ourselves, if I were to get on Facebook again, what problem would that fix? Like, what am I lacking? Is there some sort of communication that I'm lacking that getting back on would help me fix that? So you're talking about wanting to start making new friends. So maybe you're thinking that getting on Facebook will help you do that. And that is definitely a possibility. If you meet some new friends that you want to connect with more, Facebook's a great way to do that. Like, that's the main disadvantage that I have now that I don't have Facebook. I don't get invited to Facebook events. I don't get messages from people, or like, I'm not as aware of what's going on. I'm kind of cut off, which for me is what I'm looking for right now in my life. I'm looking to kind of just focus on what I'm trying to do, focus on myself, my relationship with God, my relationship with my family, and focus on getting out of debt. And I don't want the distractions that Facebook brings. I do not want to see the things that people post or whatever. But yeah, if you're trying to make new friends, that is one avenue that you could look at and maybe consider. It's all about, is it serving you or is it sucking away your time and kind of just taking from you?
Cup of Joe.
Frank Martin says, I stopped using social media on Monday. I didn't close any of the accounts, I just stopped using them. So far, the only ones I've considered going back to are Instagram and Tumblr. The others just feel like they're holding me back. That's a great point, Frank. Like, it's really, I like to just cut those things out and then say, all right, now what happened? What am I missing? Am I missing anything? Or do I not even notice, and can my life just go on as it's going? And that's what I did with YouTube, actually. I deleted my Facebook accounts, and then with my YouTube subscriptions. So I unsubscribed from everyone on YouTube that I was subscribed to because I wanted to see what I would be missing. I wanted to see which YouTube channels I would actually notice and be like, gosh, I miss watching those videos, or I was getting something out of those videos. So I did that, and there were some channels that I completely forgot about, and then later I'd be like, oh yeah, I forgot I used to subscribe to them. So obviously they weren't really adding that much to my life if I so easily forgot them. However, the YouTube homepage is very good at saying, remember you used to watch these videos? Remember you used to like these videos? Yeah, why don't you watch one of these again? So that's been kind of my downfall a little. It's been bringing back videos that I purposely unsubscribed from those people so that I wouldn't see their content and be distracted. But anyways, yeah, I think it's a great idea to just purge away, get rid of it, and then say, all right, am I lacking anything without it or not? And that's the first step that people don't want to do. It's kind of scary, I guess, to say, well, I don't want to go without Facebook. I don't know what it'll be like. It doesn't have to be permanent. You can always just get it back.
Cup of Joe.
Then Frank goes on to say, the human mind is capable of keeping track of, oh my gosh, it's the squiggly line again. Now I look like an idiot because it's obviously me. Keeping track of squiggly 150. That means about, doesn't it? It means around or about. See, you learn something new every day. Next, I just need to look up what the name of the squiggly line is. So he says the human mind is capable of keeping track of about around 150 people. That's whether or not you follow them or anything. And I'm talking and see them and know who they are without having to think about it. Most people follow hundreds or thousands of different people through social media. And that has got to be adding to people's stress levels. Yeah, I do not understand it. If you are a person that follows on any of those sites, like just hundreds of YouTube channels or on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, hundreds or even thousands, can you just like explain to me why? Because I do not get it. I don't understand that at all. When I follow someone on Twitter or subscribe to a channel on YouTube, that means I want to see all of their content. I want to know every time they upload or post something because usually it has value to me. And to have like 1,000, doesn't the good stuff get lost in all the other stuff? So let me know how can you keep track of that? I don't know. That seems crazy to me. Tony Sim says, I had a DVD collection that had over 200 DVDs and TV seasons, and I had them in my laptop written out so that I knew if I was missing one, and I alphabetized them on there and had on my shelf. I got rid of most of them, and I have maybe 10 left. I'm taking them out of their cases and putting them in one of those little zipped CD cases, and that was a huge step for me. Oh my gosh, from over 200 to 10, that is a huge step. That's so awesome. I used to do the same thing. I had a huge DVD collection. Like every time there was a movie that I loved, I felt like obligated to buy it. Not that I didn't want to. It wasn't a negative obligation. It was just like, well, I love this movie and I will enjoy watching it in the future, so I'm going to buy it. And part of that came from, I started my DVD collection in like middle or high school or whatever, and that was before Netflix was taking over and before, online video was really a big thing. So it made a little bit more sense back then, but it was still completely unnecessary. I don't need to rewatch every movie I love. And I think that's kind of a problem with our culture and our society, is that we have this need to like hold on to things. Like we want to own every song we like and have it in our library. We have such an abundance and we have such access to it. It's like, I need to own that. I need to have that within my possession. But it's okay to just experience something like a movie and watch the movie and really love it, really get a lot out of it, and then move on with your life and just soak up whatever it is you soaked up from it and then move on and let it go. So kudos to you. That's awesome. I alphabetized mine too. I was like super organized about it. And I also had a list, I think. I think I did have a list on my computer so I could catalog it and know. And if you need a list to catalog all your movies or all your whatevers, you probably have too many if you can't even keep track of them. Like if you don't notice a movie's missing, is it really that important that you get it back? Is it? It's just something to think about. And I had all my movies... I put them all into a wallet before I got rid of them. So I just had this gigantic wallet, huge. It was, can't even call it a wallet, right? Wallets fit in your pocket. This thing wouldn't fit in anyone's pocket. It was huge, and it had all my DVDs so that, I could take it with me whenever we went on vacation or went to someone's house. I'd be like, here's my huge thing of movies. And it's so funny to look back and think about that now. Like, it's so absurd. Better person? Was that offensive? Are you offended if you have that many DVDs? Not a better person. I'm in such a better place. I'm in such a better place now. Yeah, that sounds better. So then you guys left me a ton of really encouraging, awesome comments about, I made a video about being kind of nervous and kind of freaked out about my first day of teaching and my first week of teaching, and you guys were so supportive, and that really lifted my spirits more than I even like expected it would. Like, I mean, I don't know what I was expecting by making that video. I knew some people would, hopefully encourage me a little, but I don't know. It really just made me feel like going into it that it was more, I wasn't alone. And obviously I know my family and my wife and everyone is supporting me, but it was just cool to know that you guys were with me too, and that I'd be able to talk with you afterwards about my experience. And this video's already gone on so long, so that will be in the next video. This has been your Cup of Joe.
I want to be a cup of Joe, the first sip in the morning. You get your going ritual and what we so fun with.
I love you, bye.